Nice to see you, buddy. All right, just start off, just so proud of our team. What a big game. What a great atmosphere. Unbelievable, with just our fan base. The energy that was in Doak Campbell Stadium tonight was remarkable. Our players, we knew this game. I mean, you get to this game, rivalry game, we knew it could come down to literally one play, and that's that's what showed up tonight. And, our guys, they just continue to battle. There was plenty of mistakes that were made, plenty of things that we're going to have to get corrected. But in the moment of truth, they just continue to respond. And that's who they are. That's why we work the way we work. That's why we challenge them the way they challenge. So in those moments, right, that they're going to be able to rise up and make the play that's necessary and just continue to have each other's back. That's a football team that loves each other. And they work hard together. They challenge each other. They continue to push. And, for that game, it's just so big for the program, so big for our fan base, the university, everybody involved, and I'm just proud of these players to be able to win the last three in this series is big, and you continuing to build upon that, to be able to finish up ACC play undefeated. All right, I think it's nighttime in history that we've been able to do that. That's a big step. Tonight, and I said this a year ago. This is a special program. This is a special place. Unbelievable tradition. Unbelievable, legacy that we've got to push and work to uphold. But to be able to change the walls here is something that's important. And to be able to get back-to-back, 10-win seasons, to be able to continue to elevate to that standard within our program is something that I am proud of our players for. As they've worked so hard and they put in so much. Just really pleased with what they did, and what they've done up to this point of the season. Obviously we got 2 more regular season games to go. But finishing up ACC play undefeated was something that was a big step for our program as well. And it was a great game. Excited for the things that we've seen and just the way that our players continue to respond.
So many players have played such a huge role in this team and what you guys have done the last 4 years. Was it kind of fitting for Jarian to come up with the final interception?
Yeah, no, it was special, and he's a young man that he's worked very, very hard and just improving, and he's grown up so much on the field. He's grown up so much off the field. Just who he is as a man is something that I respect and love him. He's just a really special person, and for him to be, in that moment, to have the opportunity to seal the game, to finish it like that, really proud of him. You talk about guys that, Kalen DeLoach was somebody that was special for us tonight. And, talk about guys that have been here through the journey as well. And, Kalen, he's been great all year. I think he's, playing at an elite level, there at the linebacker position. But for the impact that he's making on the game, he showed up big. And, he broke the rock for us there after the game. And, just so very impactful and all the things that he's doing. It was just a wonderful night to see those guys and to see the joy on their faces, being able to get that win, knowing what it means, just especially with the journey that we've been on. It was definitely great for those guys that have kind of been through the process and been through the journey.
Staying with that theme, I was going to ask about DeLoach, but I'll respond accordingly. Malcolm Ray had the pressure on the pick on the last play. Another guy been here a long time through it. For those guys that have stuck through this, winning 3 in a row in this series, being at 10-0, having everything in front of them, how important is it for that group especially?
No, it's huge. And, you talk about this game. This game's going to be remembered forever. And, every person that's ever played in it, everybody that ever coached in it, they know the importance of this one. And to be able to, to where we were, 4 years ago, and where it had been, to be able to come out and win the last 3. We're just the continued progression. And in this game, it's always going to be a battle. There's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be adversity that shows up. But I think you see the maturity of the guys that have been through it. And whether they're players that have been here for 4 or 5 years, or guys that have been here for 8 or 9 months, right? We've all said yes. We've all said yes to a standard. We've all said yes to an expectation. We've all said yes to continuing to push daily to get better, and maximizing the opportunity that's here. And to see us play as a team, because it was all phases: offense, defense, special teams. Everybody had to show up big in moments. The Keon was huge with the big punt return, and then the touchdown. I'll tell you, Alex Mastromano, right? I mean, that was, I think, he might have got a swing on the hammer there at some point, but he flipped the field for us. Really did a good job with being able to, help us win some of that field position battle. But and then obviously offensively, defensively, the plays that were necessary. We gave up some things that we don't ever want to, really give up, and we're just, you got to finish a couple plays. Offensively, there were some times where we kind of stubbed our toe. That was a good defense. It's one that has definitely improved and playing at with a lot of confidence in what they're being asked to do. And we had some missed opportunities that we get to grow from. But I'm proud of this team, and just all the guys, and like I said, all the journeys. But it's really special for the ones that have been here throughout it. And it's definitely great to see Malcolm out there and you're making an impactful play in that moment.
The defensive performance in the second half, one play with standing was pretty dominant. I guess what went into that with effort, physicality, and even maybe some scheme adjustments in the second half?
Yeah, a few adjustments. I mean, they did a good job, coming in, trying to mix up a couple different looks and things they were doing out of personnel groupings. But I thought our guys, adjusted well. I thought they played, at a very high level. I mean, even the big touchdown they had. I mean, we got two guys in position, just unfortunately weren't able to finish it, in that moment. And that's part of this game. It was a great throw by Emery, and obviously George made a really nice catch and run there afterwards. But it's every play. It's a game of inches in this game, and the passion, the intensity, all things that go into that one. I mean, it's big, but to finish tonight and be able to get that victory was just, like I said, was huge.
Mike, what was the message to the team in the locker room afterward, just knowing how many of these games that you guys have played and come out victorious, and then also knowing there's still a lot to play for?
Well, I mean, that's what you sit there and you look at the way these games have been won, and the emotional swings, the good, the bad. There's been times we've had guys injured. There's been times that one side of the ball is performed well, and the other one's had to really respond throughout it. But you see a team. And, I mean, any great team that I've ever been around, you got to have that. You got to have that as a critical component. Is that, when times get tough, when things are challenging, when maybe it doesn't go exactly like you thought it would, on a play or in a quarter or whatever that is, that you can just dig down deep. You have the grit, you have the confidence to be able to overcome and go get better. And that's what this team has done, and they've done it over and over throughout the course of the season. Played at a very high level. I mean, this is a great team, and it's one that I'm honored to be able to coach, and just excited for where we're going as we continue to go through this journey.
Kind of along those lines, I think the position you're in, I mean, being top 5 almost all year, I feel like you're often to get teams' best shots, and I mean, in this rivalry too, you're often going to get a team's best shot. What do you think it is about your team? It feels like time and time again this year they've kind of responded when they get punched in the mouth.
Well, I mean, it's ultimately that's what this game is going to do. And when you're a top program, which we are, I mean, you're not sneaking up on anybody. You're going to get all that people have, and it's going to be it's going to be challenging. That's what I love about it. And it's everything that we do in our program for starting in January, academically, the sacrifices our guys make socially. I mean, just who they are. I mean, to go out there and just to push to be their best. I mean, I say it all the time. I mean, this program is not for everybody, but when you see the commitment and the belief, the work ethic, just the relationships, it's what makes it special. And we've got an incredible group, and they really care about each other. And I think that's even to go back to Andrea's question. I mean, that's one of those components that you can't fake it. Right? When you have guys that truly love each other and they're willing to push, and coaches, players, everybody involved, it doesn't mean you're not going to have a difficult time, or even adverse situations within the team. But you have the example, you build the trust, and I'm so proud of our guys for what they're willing to put in, and obviously the position they've put us in.
Coach, the team got Johnny Wilson and Keon Coleman both back this week, and they both made some huge plays down the stretch to give this offense a spark. What can you say about the significance of having those guys back healthy, not only for this game, but down the stretch the rest of the season?
I mean, they're great players, and obviously there's there are tremendous matchup issues for opposing defenses. It was good to see them get out there and work together, and obviously some of the plays that they made were monumental in this game. But also love Ja'Kai Douglas had a huge play there. A guy that had to step up a week ago when they were out. You see just a variety of guys that that are ready for the opportunity. And some games guys will have more, some games guys will have less. But everybody's got to serve a role. Everybody's got to be ready when the moment calls upon them. And once again, just even in the run game, there were some challenging things with just looks and numbers and things that we were seeing, but our guys just continue to battle, and it was great seeing Trey get out again, and just proud of our guys. And it's definitely a team effort, and whether it's on one side of the ball or just collectively with all three phases.
Mike, there have been a lot of really good teams, really good Florida State teams that in this rivalry have suffered some heartbreaking losses to that program. Kind of looked like there in the final couple minutes it was coming down to maybe a play or two. How did your team avoid a heartbreak to that program?
It goes down to the training. It goes down to belief, confidence. With all the emotion and everything that's around it, can you focus on going to do your job? And this game is what it should come down to. Right? Anybody that's ever been a part, I've been around some rivalry games, and obviously there is nothing like this game. And we're fortunate we got two big ones, and the only ones I talk about before the season, before winter workouts. But this is what it's about. And you want to be a part of games like this. It's why you come to Florida State, to be able to be in an atmosphere like we got to be in, because it prepares you for all things that are ahead. This was a championship atmosphere, a championship approach, all those things. When you play in a game like this, it takes it all. And like I said, there's been a lot of teams that have come up short, but this is a very confident team. When those moments arise, they know what it takes because they put in the work.
Coach, you mentioned it a little bit already, but can you talk about the special teams play today? On the one hand, you had the onside kick that obviously didn't work out, but then Keon's punt return, and then Alex flipping the field for you guys. Yeah,
I thought our guys, did a really good job, in special teams. We took a shot on the surprise onside, and unfortunately, and all credit to their player, made a really good play. We got a little bit bigger hop than what we've had in our preparation of it, but he made a great play. And but I was confident in how we would respond even in that situation if we didn't get it. Something we had talked about, something we were prepared for. But you see the way our guys, the work that's been invested in special teams. You see how that's carrying over there on game day, and you never know which unit it's going to be, whether it's punt return, obviously kick return. Our coverage units, had to show up big. There were some challenging situations. Anytime Alex was flipping the field, but it's the coverage units that have to get down there and be able to get them down. And so I thought just the belief in that is something that also speaks to the culture. And we got a lot of great players that play on our special teams unit, and we got some newcomers that I think are going to be wonderful players just by what they put on display on those teams. And so proud of our special teams group, and was so very impactful for this game.
Coach, you said you have coached in different rivalries. What makes this one special, in your opinion?
That was a field full of very talented players, and it's when you take great talent, great ability, but the passion, the intensity. It's 365 days, right? That their fan base is going to talk about it. Our fan base is going to talk about. What do you want them to say? and that's the opportunity of what we've had. And for the last three, it's a pretty good feeling. Right, and obviously it's something that you don't just prepare for this game when it gets to this week. It's everything that we do. There's a focus to make sure we're going to put ourselves in the best position to go be able to win it. And even doing that, not playing we didn't play our best game tonight, but we made the plays necessary, right, that to go win the game. And that's gonna show up in in any championship level game like this. And I just was so proud of our guys for the composure they were able to have to go make the plays that were necessary at the end.
Revisiting special teams, Alex was one of the guys that got to break the rock, one of the few guys that got to break the rock tonight. How important is it that the team is recognizing how big, what might be a smaller role is on the team? How important is it that the team is recognizing his impact?
Well, I mean, it's, every person, every player, everybody matters. And, it's not, it's easy to point to offense and defense, but when you feel and and you watch the special teams, the investment that goes in, I mean, our specialists do a great job. I mean, they work so very hard. Ryan, being a semifinalist for the Groza Award is something that, a lot of people doubted him too. Alex has been so very consistent for us this year, and we needed him to show up big today. And that happens from time to time. There's a really good offense, and there's times that he doesn't get much work. But when his number's called, he's got to be ready. And our team appreciates that. James Rosenberry, somebody I want to shout out. Obviously he's been outstanding in his operation with his snaps. And last week he was the player of the week for us. In special teams because nobody talks about him. Well, I'm glad nobody talks about him, right? You don't want people to talk about your long snapper, but he does an outstanding job as well. And just the things that we ask our guys to do, in the work and the time invested to see that show up, I think it's just a tribute to them. Obviously, Coach JP does a great job, in the planning and continuing to build that for our guys. But it's really big, and the appreciation within our team. Everybody, I think it speaks to the culture once again.
I think Jordan's the first starting quarterback to go 3-0 against Miami in the history of this rivalry. Not his best passing day, I guess, overall, but just the grit he showed. And also, could you even, in the moment, can you hear like when the crowd starts chanting his name during a break, especially where he came from, 3 or 4 years ago?
For me, I don't usually hear some of those things, but it's special that they did. And, I think when you see what Jordan Travis has meant to this program, and especially the path that he's been on, there's been ups and downs, and he's had to work, he's had to believe, he's had to grow throughout it, and he is a tremendous leader. And for him to finish up as a starting quarterback 3-0 against those guys, it's big. And I'm so proud of him. He pours so much into this team, and he cares so much. And at the end of the day, it's all about getting the win. And we were 100% on offense. Not turning the ball over, and we knew that in a rivalry game that was going to be huge, right? And to see our guys, be able to have that discipline and to be able to carry that over. That's one of the things that I think doesn't get mentioned enough. Is these guys, we have explosive players, we do, but they play a disciplined brand of football too, and I'm really proud of them for being able to do that. And then obviously defensively, the takeaway when we needed it, and it was huge. In being able to seal the game there, but really proud of our guys. All right, thank you. Y'all have a great night.
Keem, congratulations, man. Can you just describe what it feels like to have won 3 straight games against those guys?
I mean, it's a feeling that you can't buy. 3 straight, especially for me being from down south. So 3 straight, yeah, I got stuff to talk about when I go back home. So it's great for me.
Akeem, for how far you've come personally, guys who've come in this class with you to get 3 in a row over these guys, just can you talk about the journey, the development through the last several years in this program for you and the rest of your classmates?
I think development meant being like, trusting the process with a new coaching change, buying into the new culture. Some people was culture shock, but, buying in and, staying to it, like sticking to the script. Because I always felt like Norvell had a good script coming in and just had to play it out and wait till it finally complete.
And behind the light, what did you see on the interception that sealed it?
Oh, what I seen was, backyard football gonna make a play. Don't lie, like. But overall, what I seen was, 7 had an outcut, and I think they put the running back. I think, they sent the running back or the third receiver up the middle. My boy Jerry made the play. Shout out J-Dub, man. He made the play, got us off the field. So that's what I seen.
Akeem, I think in the second half you guys blitzed on 8 straight plays. Can you talk about the second half adjustments and the defense, starting to play offense a little bit?
I mean, just sometimes you just got to put pressure on them. Like, I feel like it probably did get to a point where they was, having too much space or just being too comfortable in the pocket. So, a lot of pressure going to bust a pipe, and I guess they bust their pipe. So.
Going over to Ira.
Were you guys, I assume you guys were expecting Van Dyke there to start a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Did the game plan change at all? Did you guys have to change anything once you realized they were going with their freshman quarterback?
Nah, we ain't changed nothing. I mean, I seen he was on. They started the freshman like, I think an hour before the game, or like 30 minutes. So it was like too late to make any adjustments. But to me personally, they all play the same. It wasn't really no drop off. Even when he got in fourth quarter, he was trying to complete something, but it was still the same type of formations and situations. So.
Going over here to Kurt.
It's probably hard to define. What do you think it is about this team that seems like they kind of respond so well time and time again in those adverse situations when times are hard?
Tour duty. I mean, a lot of y'all might not know what tour duty is. The spring workouts, what y'all see is that just come from spring ball, summer workouts. Like, stand to it. They'll throw us in the deep end and make us respond every day. That's like the number one thing of the program, respond. So I think we on.
Kind of going off in that, can you talk about the onside kick? Did they talk to the defense in the locker room saying if it doesn't get it, we need you guys to hold, and then kind of that drive forcing them to a field goal?
The offside kick was money. I feel like me personally, the one pop a little too high, but it was money. It was right there. We could have. It was money, so I ain't got nothing to say. I think we would have executed just a little high pop.
Going over back to Ira.
I know it's on the other side of the ball, but getting Keon and Johnny back and then watching Keon bust a long punt return, like what did those guys give you coming back and playing this week?
They gave us back that offense that everybody know. So shout out them boys. They came back and did what we wanted them to do. As a defense, we proud of them boys back, and we appreciate how they came back. So.
Akeem, what was the atmosphere like? It seemed like it was loud. How'd it help y'all on defense throughout the night?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, for running out the first time, it was like, yeah. But one thing I would respect, though, it was filled with our fans, though. It wasn't like half and half. We out-fanned them for sure. So just to see all the fans come support, third downs, everybody getting loud, you can't beat that. Like, yeah.
You guys have done such a good job about focusing on each week and yourselves. But now, man, the finish line's getting pretty close. You guys are 10-0, a couple games left to get, where you want to be. Can you taste it a little bit now, or are you still taking the same approach?
I don't think nobody want to taste it right now. Just one game at a time, Just one game, like, because once you start thinking too far down the line, then you start one game at a time. We taste this one. We got to taste the next one, because regardless of who the opponent is, we got to come out and play hard.
Akeem, we've talked all year about communication. How do you guys think you did in the communication aspect today?
Communication was great today. I mean, it been great really the whole season, but for sure great today. As in, you know, everybody know each other. We've been around each other for like 3-4 years, so everybody know each other's voice or the communication, depending on how loud or not. Everybody know each other's voice or the communication on point.
Akeem, I know you said you always believed in Coach Norvell's script. What about Coach Fuller? What's it been for you guys this year? Is it personnel? Is it something with chemistry with you, with the coaching staff that, you know, other than the bust in that fourth quarter play, in the second half this season, you guys just are lights out?
Mm-hmm. I think same thing with Coach Fuller's script, you know, they both came in together. Coach Fuller, you know, everybody the same thing. Everybody just had to dial in and believe. I think it's a pretty solid little system he run. But, you know, you got to believe first before you could do anything, because without believing, then they're going to always be mistakes. So.
I mean, you're going to be leaving after this year, but you guys had a ton of recruits here today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you talk to any of those guys? What kind of things do you tell those guys when they're on their visits?
I mean, you know where home at. The feeling, you know where the feeling at. From when I came here, it was a feeling more than the coaches or the commitment. It was a little like, I just feel like I fit here. I know a lot of them feel like they fit here. So, but other than that, yeah, I'm cool with a lot of recruits though. So, I feel like the class that coming in gonna be great. The DB class for. Yeah. Yeah, y'all boy got me talking about y'all. I'm good. You're good. The walk off? Yeah. Okay. Huh? Ask Keon a question on stage. How did the punt return feel?
We asked you the question.
Feel great to go 3-0 from teammate to teammate, 3-0 versus South Florida, man. We got them boys 3-0. They can't say nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. You can bring up whatever.
Was it harder this game than last game?
Huh?
Was it like any type of, you know, special, like, you know what I'm saying?
You
Something
talking
in the atmosphere, like they sprinkled some salt in there or something?
Nah.
I appreciate it.
You feel me? Nah.
You hear that, Brian?
For Kalen and Jordan, what does it mean to win 3 in a row? And for Keon, what was your first experience like in this rivalry game?
I'm gonna say for me, it's gonna mean a lot to me, you know, go out with my last year with 3-0, and you know, just go against these guys with the guys I got on the field. Definitely gonna mean a lot to me because you know these guys I work with every day, ride or die. I'm with these guys every day, so it's definitely gonna mean a lot to me.
Yeah, I love winning football games at the end of the day. That's the goal is every single week. Obviously, going against Miami, it's a little bit different. The feeling's a little bit different. The emotions are a little bit different. But yeah, like Kalen said, it's my last year too. So, I mean, I would love to go. I'm so happy I'm going out with a win against some boys because I'm not a fan of them at all. But yeah, I'm very thankful.
I'm happy for them. I kind of, you know, coming in here, I didn't really know much about the rivalry. I just knew it was, you know, two predominant programs in the country. So just coming out there, being able to get a win and go 1-0, well, 2-0. We played them when I was at State. I ain't lose either. But, you know, getting a win with those guys, you know, sending them out in their last year was a special moment for them. So when it's special for them, it's special for me.
Jordan, did one of their players rip your chain?
Yes, ma'am.
We saw that a little on TV. Can you take us through what happened there?
I don't know. He was talking a lot the whole game, but yeah, he snatched my chain, and I had a couple words for him. But that's it. I got it back though. It's broke though. Huh? No, no, not at all.
Kalen, the defense gave up 96 rush yards in the first half. Second half, only 35. What went behind the adjustments the defense made in the second half to step up and prevent that?
You say, like at halftime, you got to make adjustments to what they do. So just going into halftime knowing what they were giving us in the run game, that, we had to adjust certain fits and, just change things, and then go out there, at the end of the day, go out there and play football, At the end of the day, our job is to stop the run. As a defense, stop the pass. And I feel like once we made those adjustments, like you say, it's hard to, hard to get them yards.
Jordan, we've seen games this season where the team has been piling on the points, the offense clicking from the jump, and then we've seen games like tonight where a little bit of a slower start and you're able to battle for the win in the end. I guess ultimately the experience in playing in these different type of games and able to win different styles of games, how valuable will that be for what this group wants to accomplish down the line?
Yeah, I feel like every game, I was thinking about it, I think it was yesterday. I feel like every game's you learn a new life experience, something that's going to help you later on in life. But things are always not going to go your way. At the end of the day, especially in a game like that, it's two teams that dislike each other a lot. There's always going to be a lot of emotion, and we just have to learn how to handle that type of stuff. But I just feel like it just shows the maturity of this team on how we grow every single week. Obviously, being down and coming back again felt kind of like LSU game. But we just got to keep our foot on the gas. There were so many mistakes today that we need to correct, as an offense especially. But once we get that right, this team will be rolling for sure.
Questions for both Jordan and Keon on the touchdown pass. I know it's just like a fade pattern into the end zone, but what goes into that play, the precision, excuse me, and then easy for me to say, and then the energy afterwards, momentum of that play.
Yeah. Well, when you have a guy like this, it makes your job easy playing quarterback. You put the ball up anywhere, he's going to make a play. You just got to give him a chance. But yeah, the offensive line gave me time. But yeah, when you have a guy like this, it makes your job easy. So I'm thankful for him for sure.
Jordan, was there any trash talk when you're taking a knee?
Yeah, there was. I just wanted to take a knee and get it over with and go sober.
No, I didn't know if
Yeah, there's a lot.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then, Kalen, I had a question for you. I don't know how steep you are in this rivalry's history, but there have been a lot of very good Florida State teams that have lost heartbreaking games to that program. How did you guys avoid that heartbreak when they got the ball back with a minute and a half left and they were driving on you? How did you guys finish off the game?
Just say the defense, we was on the sideline. We knew that we were going to have to go out there and finish the game. Like, we was going to need a stop. Just thankful that, our defense got the opportunity to go out there, showcase what we're capable of. We built for those moments, and, we enjoy those moments. So I feel like we made the most of those moments. And like he said, we're going to continue to grow, continue to learn, and, take advantage of it.
Keon, can you talk about the punt returns? It looked like you muffed one earlier in the second half, and then the massive punt return to set up the touchdown later in the game.
Really just, my team needed me to make a play. And, I feel like I can do that once the ball get in my hands. So I made a clean catch on it and, just did what I do best. And my blockers, they was blocking. I ain't lying to you. They was blocking. And I just, found the crease and kept running. I probably should have scored, but I ain't see the punter. So, it is what it is. And then the muff one, just being more disciplined. I thought I seen one of our guys close enough, so I tried to back away from it. But, that was a stupid decision. Got to be more disciplined in that and avoid that, avoid that heartache right there. That could have been devastating.
For Jordan, you've mentioned throughout the week how much you don't like Miami. You're growing up in South Florida as well. You mentioned winning too, but at the same time, how deep does this, rivalry go for you? Someone who's played Florida State's been a fan of it against a team that, you grew up in the area, South Florida. I guess how deep does this go for you?
Yeah. It's really big for me. It's big for my family. Going to my brother's baseball games when I was 10 years old, Florida State versus Miami, and just hearing the fans and what they said to my brother, it always stuck with me. The fans, I don't know. The fans are not too kind. But, man, at the end of the day, I'm thankful to be a Florida State Seminole, to go out and represent this university, go out with my teammates and compete week in and week out and just get better, opportunity to get better. Miami came out to play today, 100%. But this team is finding ways to win. The fans came out and supported us today, and that helped a lot too. So, yeah, like once I said already, but I'm not a fan of Miami at all, and I'll say that for the rest of my life. Yes, sir.
You know, Keon, when we first spoke to you, you were so confident about coming to Florida State and everything was going to work out despite the fact that there's so many playmakers already here. How much of that was the confidence you had in Mike Norvell, the confidence you have in yourself, maybe the confidence that you had in the quarterback that's sitting next to you?
I mean, as simple as that. It's so many playmakers. You don't have to overdo your job. You just go out there and be disciplined, be a disciplined route runner, block when you're supposed to block and chase the ball. And, sometimes you get caught because we have some good running backs. I get caught a lot watching, you know what I'm saying? So, that's just was the biggest adjustment. Continue to play because at any moment it can break. But I wasn't worried about anything. I knew coming here, putting my trust in Coach Norvell, we was going to all do what we were supposed to do and, continue to win the game and get to that next level where we all, jump to being. So I just wanted to be around a lot of guys that was in that same position as me and, go out there with a lot to lose, with a lot of people going to say each week, they got a lot of players, how they going to do this, how they going to do that. So just going out there every week and answering that question was, that's a challenge, and I love a challenge.
Gonna go a couple more, starting with Kurt.
For any of y'all, I know being the top 5 team, I know you're probably going to get team's best shots just about every week. I feel like a lot of the last few weeks, there have been moments that could have gone south, that the other team kind of had a chance or took advantage or took a lead or whatever and was in position to maybe take control. What do you think it is about this team that seems like kind of you're at your best in the toughest, most adverse moments?
I'm gonna go for it. Like you said, we got a lot of playmakers and we put a lot of trust in our coaches, and our coaches trust what we do and our ability and what we see. So, like you said, the key word was had. They had it. And you ain't gonna keep it for long. We coming back for that.
Gonna go to Ira.
I got 2 questions real quick. Jordan, did they explain to you how that wasn't targeting?
No, they did not.
Okay. And then for you 2 guys, Kalen and Keon, if you could talk about Jordan, he's the first, you guys probably don't realize this, he's the first FSU starting quarterback to go 3-0 against Miami in the history of the school. Can you guys talk about him and just what he gives you guys?
The greatest. Simple.
So he a dog. You see what he go through and the things that he do throughout the week. And just come out there and play on Saturdays, it means a lot to him and a lot to me because, quarterback, like you say, 3-0. Just to stick with this guy through my whole process. Say he won, I'm going to go battle with any day. Any day.
Yeah, again, the numbers don't lie. I mean, this dude has a lot of heart. You think some quarterbacks are soft. That's not him. He's going to go out there every day, compete. He ain't going to miss a practice. He's going to go out there and show that, he's resilient and he's going to bounce back from whatever loss he took. And, for him, it's not a loss, it's a lesson. And he learns those lessons pretty quick. So.
Thank you, guys. For Kalen, one of the guys that's seen kind of the rebuild of this program, from where it was to where it is now. What have these past 2 weeks, been like? And just seeing, qualifying for the ACC championship game and now getting a 3rd straight win over Miami. From where this program started out when you came here to now, I guess, what has all this been like taking in these past 2 weeks?
I'm just taking it in year by year. Just learning lessons each year and just try to apply it the next year. Like I say, going through my 5 years, it's been a struggle, but we got to a standpoint to where we got to turn this thing around. I feel like we got a good group of guys. We brought in a good group of guys that come, great mindset, and they're just willing to work. They bought into the program, and they just continue to work. And at some point, things are going to go our way, and I'm grateful for what happened now.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thank y'all.
Trey, that's a really good defense you guys were going against. Can you just describe what it was like, the physicality of that game, and how you feel like you guys played?
I feel like we played good, but we missed out on a couple, things on the field, so we just got to continue to get better. Oh, it was physical for sure. It was a hard-fought game, but, we came out with the win.
Trey, can you walk us through the touchdown run, I guess, the blocking that helped develop it and what you saw in the cutback lane?
Which, talking about the second one, the second touchdown?
Yeah, sorry, the longer one.
When I got the ball, I knew I was going to get a lot of yards on that play. I didn't know I was going to score at first, though, but I seen the safety, and I ain't have to square him up because I kind of watched film, and he wasn't fast as I thought he was, but so I just, kind of trust my speed and just hit the outside and scored.
Coach Norvell praised your team's discipline. Was it something that you guys talked about, not getting into it with them? Were they talking the whole game? It seems like they were trying to bring you guys into the mix a little bit, get you guys off focus, and you guys kind of just, let it go.
Oh, for sure. We for sure talked about that. We expected that before we win the game. So us being disciplined, that was one of the keys to the game.
Trey, pretend that Jordan's not over there. Can you talk about him and what he gives you guys? I mean, he's the first quarterback in school history to go 3-0 against Miami as a starter. Can you describe what he gives you guys?
He plays the hardest position on the field. He has to do all the thinking, move us around, make the calls, and he deserves it. When he first started his football career, it wasn't what he wanted, but he finally, getting everything he prayed for, and he deserved it all. He deserved everything coming to him, and I appreciate him a lot.
Trey, has it been part of the design that you just seemingly hit so many home runs this year now on runs? It seems like last year was the 8, 15, 20-yard variety, but now you're like ripping off 40, 60-yard runs. I mean, how much of that is by design? How much of that is just your effort?
This year, the difference between this year and last year is I'm trusting my speed more this year. I didn't trust my speed as much last year, but this year I'm most definitely trusting my speed, so that's why I have a lot of more longer runs this year.
Trey, kind of adding on to that, it seemed in the first half you guys were a couple moments away from breaking a big one, like one ankle tackle, and then you were out the back. Is that also how you saw it?
Yeah, I think I remember I broke a lot of tackles today in the first half, but it was just that we were missing that one block or somebody got off that block, and it was going to be a touchdown every time, especially the Cubs in Chicago.